Our next speaker established a practice called Sthapati out of Calicut and then Cochin, Bangalore, and Chennai. The work of this firm is prolific. It not only at scales in terms of the way it kind of moves across scales, but also in terms of its locations. Ranging from a pavilion at the last Kochi Biennale at Cabral Yard to Kumarakom Resort, which is named as one of the top 5 resorts in India, and onto a resort in Seychelles, which is now touted to be the largest resort in the Indian Ocean. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Tony Joseph.
Thank you. Good evening. I don't know why Abhinav called me here, because mine is a very, what they call a commercial practice. We have around 130 people in our office, and we do everything which comes along, from sheds to bus stands to whatever we get. I'll just run through some of the projects which we have been doing, and towards the end we'll show you a little bit of the processes and the thinking behind it, and some of the recent projects which we have done. Okay, I was asked to name the talk. I'm not used to talking like this. I don't generally go for this. And I was thinking about the design philosophies and this and that. We don't have much. It is only that, you be sincere to yourself, to the client, and be sensitive to the context and use your common sense. I think that's all we do. We don't have too much of a major design philosophy as such. Okay? That is okay. I told them it is a very academic talk, so put some sketches there. We'll go on. We'll just show you some of the projects which we are doing. I studied in India, in Manipal, and then I was in Austin, Texas with Charles Moore. And regionalism and tradition was very important, because during our studies, it was not taught in our colleges, but then for our competitions, we were involved in studying a lot of traditional architecture, especially in Kerala. And even as my thesis in the US, it was on the traditional architecture and the domestic architecture of Kerala. It helped me a lot in understanding how buildings are defined by the context, and that was a major influence in whatever we did. And I started my practice around 1990, and in about 4th or 5th year of my practice, I got a project, which was the resort in Kumarakom. And okay, I'm supposed to show my finger for the slides. Okay, so this was the project which was done in the beginning of our career. It was Kumarakom Lake Resort. These are some of the recent images. It was designed, all that I studied came to use. It helped me in understanding the proportions, and we used a lot of materials from demolished buildings, and some of the buildings we transplanted. The one on the left is a building which we transplanted and opened up. On the right, buildings which we did by using materials which we could salvage from various sites. Okay. This is soon after we did a project it's a resort project again in Kerala. It was a very wild site with a lot of trees, so that defined how the buildings were oriented. It was pure common sense. We didn't cut any trees, and we placed the trees wherever we could. Budget was a huge constraint, so we made sure that we didn't use, we had to use local materials. We had to use, we didn't have power line there, so even today the resort runs on generators. And at that time, the total budget for the whole project with about 40 rooms was about 5 crores for 40 rooms. And they charge around 18,000 to 20,000 per night, and they run on 90% occupancy there. So money was not the issue there. I think it was the moment when we made sure that it was done with economically, and sustainability came not for just talking. It had to be done. I mean, we couldn't afford even the water, everything. We didn't have any connection, so everything had to just be done with the existing resources. Okay, these are some of the images of the resort. Whatever you see there are materials which were used locally. The columns which you see there, which looks like wood, are all cement pipes and with cashew oil. Yeah. This is our office in Calicut, and what was happening is that this was done about 10, 15 years back. Once we did Kumarakam Lake Resort and few other resorts, everybody wanted us to do only traditional looking buildings. So we had to move on and learn from what we did, and had to relook at design and be more contextual to the time. So these are some of the projects which we did later. This is a project which was done about 6-7 years back. Again, the site defined what the layout was all about. It was in Goa. We did a study of the local architecture, and we made sure that the local context was used. And this is the Alila Diva in Goa. Okay. Then we got a chance to do a small resort. It is not the largest in the Indian Ocean. That was another project which fortunately didn't happen. This one happened, and this is a small resort it's in an island close to the main island of Mahe. This was a 4-acre island, and again the same thing came into practice, not cutting down any trees. We had a great surveyor who gave an incredible survey which marked each and every rock, the shape of the rock, the trees, the spread of the trees, the heights, everything. So it was very easy to design. In this whole wooded island, we didn't even cut a single tree there, and the whole design, the site defined the layout for us. And we had about 10 cottages, and each cottage has its own pool and its own beach. They all can come down to the beach. And in most of these resort, smaller projects, we do the whole thing, including the interior and everything. This is the finished product there. And as he said, last year it won the best resort in Seychelles award. This is one of our recent projects which was done about 1 or 2 years back. This is an existing building. This is one part of on the left side. The rooms were an existing hotel, which was a comparatively new structure, which we had to rework. On the right side was a old godown, which was there in Fort Cochin, which we made into a restaurant. The top left is a view of the restaurant, and the right side is the new additions which were made to it. We opened up the front, and whatever interventions we did were done with very modern materials, which very clearly showed what was the intervention we did. This is a small holiday home, again, which is about 1,500, 2,000 square feet on a waterfront. Very simple building. Sorry. Yeah, this shows the interior, which in a way merges with the outside. Yeah, I think this is the pavilion which we did for the last Biennale. It was a pavilion. The time which was given to us was 3 months to do the whole project, and it was meant to last for 3 months. So what we did was totally use recycled materials, and the main walls of the pavilion was made of debris walls. We used the debris around and made the walls. The ceiling, the lighting which you see, we had a collection of old saris which were made, and that became the ceiling for us. and which changes color. We had this interesting ceiling which was pulsating. The roof for the pavilion was old used flex sheets which we could buy for 3 rupees a square feet. And likewise, the gallery was reusable. We gave a contract to somebody, and they would take it back after 3 months. And this was an air-conditioned pavilion for 300 people, which was done in about 100 days. And it is no longer there because it was meant to last for 3 months, and it has been all dismantled and taken away. This is coming to some of the recent projects. This is a house which we just finished about 1 or 2 months back. It was again on a sloping side and with a fantastic view. Yeah, just run through it. That was, go back. Yeah, only one way, finger. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is a view from our sit-out, and that is the entry on the right. That is a view from the bedroom on the right bottom corner. Yeah, that is the interior view looking into a family dining area, and yeah, some other spaces there. This is some of the, we do a whole range of projects. We're doing development which is about 4 million square feet too. This is a residential apartment complex which we are doing. The construction is going on. Again, the site defined the whole layout. No. Okay, I won't move my finger. I'm only this way. When I do like that, don't change it. Okay. Okay. So this is a project which is happening, which we call a Willamette, and since it was on a slope, we had to make sure the parking comes behind the blocks which have the fantastic view. And yeah. Okay, so just go in detail with 2 or 3 of the projects. This is a small corporate office which we did in Calicut. The site was on one of the main highways there, and it was a long linear site which was stepping up. The contour was going up, and the front was the almost the southwest, and on the left side was the west, and the south was here. So we had to. We wanted to, the client wanted something which was very contemporary, and it was a very young office. But we wanted to make sure how, in a tropical situation, how we can design a building which will fit into the Kerala context. Yeah, so the design happened like that. We used the contour and the flow of the contour from the road. The building opens up, and you can actually see the whole mountain which goes up, the hill which goes up. And the structure essentially floats there. Yeah, on the left side is a wall there which cuts off the harsh western light, and the building is protected from the other sides, and on the ground is open to the landscape and merges with the landscape around. That is a plan. So that is the completed building. We'll go into the building. Yeah, the scale of the building goes with the surrounding there. Yeah, and this is where what you see from the outside. There is a floating meeting place which, in a way, connects the public space below to the more private office spaces on top. This is where you enter. And this is the western wall which cuts off the harsh heat from the western side. So the whole ground floor merges with the landscape along the side, and the contour helps us in creating those steps which they use very commonly for their public small meetings and presentations. This is that floating conference space which you see from the highway. Just some images of the. Okay, this is institute which few of us are running in, started in Calicut. This is a not-for-profit architectural college, which is called Avani, which has been there for last 3 years. We just moved into this half-finished campus. We had only about 6 months to complete so that the kids could move in. We'll just go through what has been done there. The site again was a beautiful contoured site with a plantation all around. And there was an old granite quarry which helped us in, there's lack of water there, so the whole water from the whole campus from all over is collected into that into that quarry there. So the design was taking maximum benefit of the views there and the wind, the airflow there, because none of these spaces are air conditioned, and so that is how the campus works again. It is all merged with the landscape around. This is yet to be built. Actually, we have completed this portion of that and the two floors in the basements have been completed. Yeah. That is how it's supposed to be when it's completed. Yeah, that is the building sitting in the terrain there. That is since we have used the site to our advantage, and this is the view the kids get when they walk on the corridors. Those are some views of the. That's a view from the classroom. Yeah. The external windows it is just a net with this steel grid there, where we expect to, this is just the planting has happened. It has become a green wall with that plant growing up. The pipes are to make sure that we get some lighting inside once the whole tree cover, the plants grow fully. This is the ceiling. We tried different type of ceiling in that building so that the kids can see the various type of construction for the slabs. Here we used some mud floors from a potter village nearby, which was used also as the lighting for the rooms. This is one building which we just finished. It's not finished, it's getting finished. Maybe in another 2 months it will be finished. This is again on a contour site, which the first phase of it, which is the first 2 floors there, is getting done and almost finished. Yeah, we'll go fast now. So that is the building which is getting completed with the parking below, but the next structure is supposed to come in front of that and cover up the parking. And it's supposed to merge with the landscape there. So the construction is on, and the parking below will be covered with when the next phase comes up. Yeah, that is a structure which is happening now. That shows the roof, which is merging with the landscape below, which is on the southern side. The northern side is fully the glassed, and the front is the western side. Yeah, that is a roof which is happening. Yeah. So we have a green wall on the western side, which we call the green buffer, which is cuts off the harsh light in the front where we have the main view. Yeah. We'll just go through some of the images of the project. It's not finished. So since the the eastern side is fully the mountain. We don't have any ventilation on that side, so we have created a large courtyard in between with a solar roofing on top. So that is the central space for the whole office. Yeah, that is the actual photographs, solar roof on top. Yeah. Okay, this is the last project. This is a 750 square feet project which we have done, which is a boat. These are the houseboats in Kerala, which are very complex and it has become, I don't know, very cancerous in its forms with all these shapes coming up. So, and the interior has become very complex. It is almost like Kumarakom Lake Resort in the interior with all the woodwork and all, which took away from the actual boats, which were just plain, nice interior. So we were asked to design a small houseboat in Calicut. So that is the houseboat which we designed. It is the actual form of a houseboat, and these houseboats used to ply in my native place where I used to go. I was born and not born, where my family used to come from. So this is a houseboat which we designed, and we thought the interior should be as simple as possible so that they can enjoy the landscape around. So that is the interior of the houseboat, which we have done, where you have the seating on the sides and you have a space there, and the bedroom are on the end. So we have a nice painting which was done by Mr. K.K. Mohammed, who's an artist based in Baroda. And the door opens up into the bedroom beyond. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the next. That is, and that's the bedroom with the tub and everything at the end of it. Okay, thank you. Just to show some of the small projects which we are doing. Thank you very much.